mechanisms of the market so that you can place good orders. I mean, in terms of good order means in terms of the price. You can buy with a cheaper price, and you can sell with the more expensive price. So to do so, you need to understand. And also the second one is that to make the order correctly or wisely, like what should you make an order, like with price or without price, what is ATO, ADC, what is MP, what is LO orders, right? So to know all of that thing, you need to learn the basic or the fundamentals of the secondary market. What do they do for the market? What are we doing in the market? And what are the orders that we can make in the market? So for this one, there's some of the aspects that you need to self-study. And for the other ones, I will tell you guys. So for the secondary market, that the market for investors to be trading the security among each other. So there's no involvement of the issuer in this market, meaning that trading in the secondary market will not make the capital of the issuer increase or decrease. It will stay the same. The secondary market is basically like the trading between the investor. So it's kind of the trading the ownership rights of a particular firm. So it's just not about the ownership rights from the viewpoint of the issuer. There will be no change in the capital of the firm when a transaction in secondary market is done. All right. So what we need to study is stock exchange and over-the-counter. We remember that we have three types of secondary markets. We have stock exchange, which is called in Vietnamese sở thị trường khoán. We have the second one, over-the-counter market. This one is also regulated and organized market. So this is called in Vietnamese thị trường OTC hoặc là thị trường giao dịch qua quầy. And we have the last one, the third one, which is free market or black market, thị trường tự do or thị trường chợ đen. So the last one is the one that is not regulated by the market authorities, and it's also not organized as well. So usually for the free market or black market, people joining those markets will not be protected by the law and may encounter some big losses because there's no boundary for the price movement in the free market or in the black market. So what will be the boundary for the limit or the constraint for the stock exchange and over-the-counter market? We will come in a few minutes. And for this kind of session, stock exchange, I will go with you guys. And for over-the-counter market, that will be done by themselves. So you will self-study the second part of the lecture 4, which is over-the-counter market. What is the differences between stock exchange and over-the-counter market? And what will the functions or what will be the functions and the operations of the over-the-counter market in theory and in practical aspects. Stock exchange, the few things that you need to keep in mind. Stock exchanges are formal organizations approved and regulated by Security and Exchange Commission. So Securities and Exchange Commission here is Ủy ban Chứng khoán Nhà nước, and stock exchange là Sở Giao dịch Chứng khoán. These exchanges are physical location are made up of members that use exchange facility and system to exchange and trade listed stock. Let me find the best way to give you this. So I will bring you to the whiteboard first. Okay, this one. I have two things to to make clear so that we can understand first before coming to the detailed information of stock exchange and the operation rules and techniques. So we have like issuer. Issuer will issue the share. So we have like different type of share here: A, B, or C, D. So many firms in the market, but then not all the firms going to stock exchange. For example, like this guy put a share on HOSE, which is Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange. This one HNX, Hanoi Stock Exchange. This one Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange. And this one Hanoi Stock Exchange. This one, no stock exchange, traded in free market. Free market. All right. So this is like there will be some firm choosing to list the share. This one is called listing. Listed or listing. Listing will be the firm from the side of the firm, and the shares will be listed on the stock exchange. Listed here, the meaning is immediate. When the share is listed on stock exchange, meaning that the issuer already meets the requirement of HOSE for listing the share, and so for HOSE to be to get the right for a particular firm to list the share on HOSE, there will be some kind of requirements. And if your firm can meet up that kind of requirements, then the share will be traded in HOSE. So because of the requirement, meaning that because of the requirement, that's not the case that all the shares of all the firms will be listed in HOSE, but just only the firm that can meet the requirement of HOSE can list a share on. This one will have a second meaning is that if you want to trade A share or B shares, you need to go to HOSE to trade. You cannot go to HNX and ask for buying or selling A and B, right? Particular share will be listed on or in particular stock exchange. And if A and B already listed in HOSE, A and B cannot be listed in HNX, so that will not be the case based on the Vietnamese regulation. And there will be some case like D here. D either cannot meet the requirement to list on HNX or HOSE, or D have met the requirement, but the condition as well. But then D doesn't want to be listed on HNX or HOSE, so E decided to list their shares, share D, on not list but to trade their share on the free market, right? So a particular firm will be listed on particular stock exchange if it can meet the requirement, and you can go to a particular stock exchange to trading the share that you wish to buy or sell. All right. So the one more thing. One more thing is that stock exchange will not communicate with any other market participants except for the stock exchange members, meaning that only stock exchange member can connect with the HOSE and HNX. And because of this, if you are the individual or institutional investor and you are not a member of stock exchange, you cannot go directly to HOSE or HNX to buy the share. You cannot directly go to HOSE and say, hey, HOSE, I would like to buy A share. Could you sell me some? Or I would like to sell B share. Could you like buy this back for me? That will be not the case for the function of HOSE or HNX for stock exchange in general. So stock exchange basically they will not communicate with anyone except for their members. So who are their members? Under Vietnamese regulations right now we have only one type of member for Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange and Hanoi Stock Exchange as well. So that is brokerage firm. This one's for the case of Vietnam. All right. In Vietnam, brokerage firm will be the members of Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange or Hanoi Stock Exchange. Only this guy can communicate with HOSE or HNX. So for you guys to be trading like securities listed on Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange or HNX Stock Exchange, there's only one way for you guys is that you need to trade through the brokerage firm. This is the reason why you need to open a trading account to trade this one investor. It could be individual or institution. All right, so you need to open an account, open trading account. And trade. Okay. That's the reason why you need to open a trading account, because you cannot directly collect to HOSE and directly connect to HNX. So the only option to you guys is that you need to connect with the brokerage firm and ask the brokerage firm to deliver the order to HNX and HOSE so that it can match with the other investor. Right, so the order will go through here. This one, the first one. Here, the first one, the order will be here, and then we'll go here. Here. Order. This one, number 3, we go. This one, number 3. And number 3 here as well. All right, that's the way that we trade. In the free market, there will be no stock exchange. So you guys can trade with each other, investor with the investor. All right, directly. There are a few terms that you need to keep in mind. The first one, terms order, like. The second one, place an order, sublet. The third one, matching the order, sublet. So match is for sublet. All right. Execute. Secure. All right, so those are a few like basic terms before you go into the next one. So this is the function of the way that you need to follow to trade a security in the secondary market. And keep in mind for me that if the share of particular firm listed on HLSE, so it will go for that stock exchange to trade the security. And if A and B are listed on HLSE, there will be no chance for A and B to be listed like simultaneously on HNX. Cannot be the way. And if A and B wanted to be listed on the stock exchange of Hanoi, so you need A and B need to cancel the order, the listing on the Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, and then we'll be able to go for Hanoi Stock Exchange to be listed. All right. So we go back for the slide so that I can have I can guide you on the part that you need to read at home. So the income of the stock exchange, what will be the income of stock exchange? So please read at home. And members of the stock exchange, there will be a lot kind of members like brokers, dealers, and specialists. But as I said before, for the case of Vietnam, we only have only one type of members for stock exchange, which is brokers or brokerage firm, công ty chứng khoán. There will be no other like members of stock exchange in case of Vietnam, right? Commercial bank is not one member of the stock exchange. Remember that only like brokerage firm. All right, so this is the things that you need to read at home. What is the difference between brokers? Usually brokers will be receiving the order from the customer and transfer the order to the stock exchange to be matched. And the broker will take the fee for that kind of operations, and that is called like commission fee or a brokerage fee. And dealers will be operating as the market makers, like they will not transferring the order for you, but they will take the order from you. Like if you want to, for example, like if SSI, a brokerage firm in Vietnam, is like stated as the dealer, meaning that it can bring the security or you can sell the security directly to SSI and don't need to be transferred to stock exchange to be matched with the other investor in the market. So in this case, the brokerage firm SSI can take the order of the investor can buy and sell the security directly with the investor, and in this case, they are called dealers, not brokers anymore. And the last one, specialist. That will be the same function between the dealer and the specialist, but that will be a big difference in terms of like the number of the security that they take the responsibility for, and the market that they are operating in. Dealer and specialist, please read at home. Member criteria, read at home as well. Listing operations, listing conditions. In stock market of Vietnam, we have stocks, bonds, convertibles, and derivatives. Derivatives right now we have like share purchase rights, cover warrants, chứng quyền có bảo đảm, warrants là chứng quyền, and like futures contract. Those are things that we have learned in this course, except for cover warrants and warrants. If you guys need to know more information about warrants and cover warrants, you can come to me and I can explain to you guys, but it's not the required part for this course. For stock and bond, currently HOSE and HNX are available for listing the share. Bonds will be available only in Hanoi Stock Exchange. Before 2009, it also appeared in Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, but since 2009, all the bonds are gathered at Hanoi Stock Exchange for the centralized operation. So right now you can find the bonds in Hanoi Stock Exchange to trade, and for stock you can go for You can go for Hanoi Stock Exchange or Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange. Travel warrant is also included in stock exchange, and investment certificate as well. Investment fund certificates are also traded in stock exchange as well. In Hanoi Stock Exchange mainly. So you can go for that to look for information. The next one is type of listing: initial listing, change listing, cross listing, and backdoor listing. So initial listing is like initial listing is like the first time the shares are listed on stock exchange. That will be initial listing. Niêm yết lần đầu. So that will be the first time that the shares appear on a particular stock exchange. Additional listing is like after issue after the second or the third issue in the primary market, the share will be traded in the secondary market, right? And after the issue in the primary market, the firm can bring the share to the secondary market to be traded. So that will be called as additional listing. For the case of Vietnam, on 14th of June, so it's coming, right? 14th of June, HSBC Bank will additionally list the share on the secondary market in the stock exchange. So that is additional listing. Change listing happen when the firm change the name, address, or type of the product they're giving out to the market. So any information regarding to the firm that had changed, that will be announced in the change listing. The next one, cross listing, niêm yết chéo. Cross listing is like A and B already listed in Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, but for raising foreign capital purposes, A and B may issue the share in the foreign market and will be listing the share on the foreign stock exchange. For example, like Singapore Stock Exchange, that is called cross listing. When a firm simultaneously or like dually list their share on Vietnamese Stock Exchange and the other country's stock exchange. So that one is cross listing, niêm yết chéo, listing in more than one stock exchange. One is domestic and the other one is international or foreign stock exchange. So that is called cross listing. The last one, backdoor listing. Backdoor listing is when, okay, I will take you this case. Here, I have the things here. Okay, here. Backdoor listing, like the one that I give in the bold kind of from the form. A is not listed on any stock exchange. B is listed on stock exchange. A is not listed for maybe one of the two reasons, or could be both reasons. The first reason is that I would like to list the share on stock exchange, but then firm A turn out to be cannot meet up the requirements or conditions to be listing on particular stock exchange, for example, like Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi Stock Exchange. So A basically cannot meet the requirements, so they cannot list the share on stock exchange. The stock exchange will not allow A to list the share on them. A second reason is that A for sure can meet the requirements or conditions of listing on those two stock exchange. But then A doesn't want to follow that kind of like document process. You apply for listing, you wait for the stock exchange to accept for the profile or documents. That will take you months to finish, right? Months to finish that kind of listing process. So A doesn't want to go for that particular and traditional way. So one way that A can do is that A will buy back the firm B. A will buy firm B, or merge with firm B, so that A can be together listed on stock exchange with B. All right. So that is called backdoor listing. And if it goes south, you cannot meet the requirement, or you can meet, but you don't want to go for the regular listing process. So you can buy the firm that's already listed on stock exchange, and then you turn out to be listing on stock exchange very like legally, right? That for type of listing, we go for requirement for listing. This one is requirement for a already updated. That will be okay. Tú, I already see the message. So Tú saying to me that he or she, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know the gender. Lost the okay, sorry. So he say like he got a problem, and I need to announce it one to the whole class to make the fair adjustment on the exam. All right. So he got trouble with the electricity, so he cannot finish the exam on time, and he asked me to accept his exam submitted at 8:10 because he's only available to join the exam since 7:40. So it's fine for me. I accept that. All right, only for good for reasonable reason. Okay, for the requirement and conditions for listing on stock exchange, this one is a little bit old. New one, updated one, elected since 2020, and like taking effect since the beginning of 2021. So please go for security floor 2019, effective in Jan 2021, and we have decisions. Let me check.